Easy. Oh boy. Hi, welcome to Matt's Garage. You just saw me do the bodywork shuffle. And now it's time to get into the nastiest part of the build. I'm going to strip all of the gunk, 60 years of gunk off the bottom of this thing, get it in my ears and my eye sockets so that I look like I'm wearing mascara tomorrow. The hair, you know, it's nice when you do this and then you put shampoo in your hair, it's still like sticky as you run your fingers through it. It's super fun. So let's get going. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go after the heavy grease that was flung around by the transmission and drive shaft yokes. Because no matter what I put on it, it's either gonna fling it or smudge it. So it's best to just scrape it off. All right, let it eat. Let's see how the spinning wheel of death works. Other than like the danger of these being at eye level, I think I'm gonna use this for a majority of it. But God, it's gonna make a mess. So I think what I'm gonna do is turn off the camera because it's getting covered with gunk and then get to work while I'm white. So living in Washington, you know, there's no sun. So this is done on a rough level, and I've basically done from the rear body support all the way up through the front fender wells. The part I have not done yet is the rear fender wells, but I just wanted to show you guys my progress. I ended up using the razor blade a lot, just one that's like mounted on a little handle. I went through about 7 razor blades. I did almost all of this up front by hand. In the thinner areas especially, the razor blade takes it off super clean. Then on the thicker parts, I ran the needler, and I was gonna go finish it up with the wire wheel, but my shoulders just can't do it anymore. So once I finish with this, then I'm gonna come back and do the wheel wells, which is one of the harder parts. I gotta get some light stuff up in there, and there's a lot of nooks and crannies. That's gonna be mostly needler work, probably a fair amount of, and then once I get to the finished part, a fair amount of hand sanding. You can see here I've got some rot from the battery hold downs on this side. So I'm gonna have to make a patch here, but otherwise, most of the metal I'm finding is surface rust. Here's another shot into the light here. You can see I've got most of the undercoating off. I mean, it looks pretty good. This is unfortunately very far from done because I have to make sure every speck of this stuff is off, and then I have to sand it, then I have to clean it, and then I have to clean it again, and I have to clean it again, and then somewhere in the middle I'm gonna clean up all these welds from me doing the floors and just, you know, tighten it up. I spent weeks trying to hand scrape off the undercoating, which I did successfully, and then when I tried to start taking the paint off, it just became a mess. Like I tried to sand it off. I tried to use paint stripper, which I already knew this, but I thought I'd give it a try with a different technique. But new paint stripper only works on new paint. Old paint just laughs at it. So I gave up and decided to get it sandblasted. I got it sandblasted a couple weeks ago and then was out of town on work and vacation and stuff. So now I'm back trying to get the bodywork started in earnest. One mistake I made is when I transported it to the sandblaster, I don't have a brace here. I kind of have a brace in the middle and on the side. I did that so I could access the driver's side, but as a result, the body started flexing, and you can kind of see, let me show you here. I don't know if you can, it comes through on camera, but there's a bit of a hump here where the body is sagged. Now I have this suspended just over the frame, and I'm gonna lower it down and use the frame as a jig to get this straightened up. I'll tack a brace in here, and then hopefully then it'll be steady enough for me to then lift it back off and then start working on stripping the old seam sealer and putting a new seam sealer, blah, blah, blah. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just straighten the body out. All right, I've got the high lift on the back now that other two body mounts are in. And you can just see how flexible that is? So I'm gonna exaggerate it up, get some shims under there, and then massage this down. This also got smashed in a little bit, so you just gotta get it where you want. Now that I have that all sorted out, it's time to attack this issue, which is you can see, hopefully it's coming through on camera, but this thing kind of waves and dips in. There's a low here. And actually, if I had a longer straight edge, you know, over here it's like almost over an eighth, almost a quarter. So I need to pull this out somehow. I need to beat this out. Not sure how I'm gonna do that, but I need to do it. So I'm gonna start working that metal. Fast forward 1 month, I've gotten almost nothing done, but that's life. It's summer, work travel, been super busy with work. Let me show you what I have gotten done and what I'm about to do. All right, we're here in the front fender, patched the area underneath the battery box that was rotted out. I'm gonna attempt to Bondo that today. And then I've been hammer and dollying out the quarter panels that I patched in to try to get as much waviness and anomalies out of it to try to minimize my body filler to a 1/16 or an 1/8. I picked up a scale that goes down to the 100th of a gram because I'm going to be using that to do a 50-to-1 ratio instead of trying to eyeball my filler to hardener mix. I'm going to start on the welds with short strand fiberglass because it's waterproof, and that will serve as a basis for anywhere where I've welded in patches in case there's pinholes or things I've missed. This will sort of create a layer, I think, that will keep the rust from penetrating that area. A trick I learned from Bad Chad's Customs is to thin the fiberglass with some extra resin. What I don't know is whether to do 50-to-1 on just the filler or 50-to-1 on the weight combined. If you guys have an opinion, let me know, but I'm gonna try it with just the filler and see how it complies. I'm gonna start with this patch here because it's like in a place where you don't really see it. I've been procrastinating like crazy on body filler and body work because I suck at it. It's probably my least favorite part. Maybe this time will be different. I've learned a lot from watching videos and just getting older. So we'll see if I do any better this time. My hopes are, but I don't know, let's get to it. Okay, I'm gonna put my board up there, make sure nothing's changing the weight of that. Tear that out. So this stuff is super thick and it doesn't spread very well, especially if it's a little older. That's why I'm gonna mix in some, let me just get a respirator, holy smokes. Engage Darth Vader voice. Even that might be too much, but whatever. Well, I know that. I'm just going to pour a little bit of resin into this. I have no idea how much the right amount is. That's probably way too much. So, start loosening this mixture up, making it a lot more pliable. Okay. A little more than 2.7, but you get the idea. And then we're going to mix this up. All right, now I'm going to go slap this on and then show you the final product. I sort of did the whole area, and then I'm going to sand it. I can see where I didn't really put on enough. Be like high spots, if you will, but that's okay. I'm learning, so this is my test panel. I used to use this thing for the cheese grater, and when I see pros doing it, they never use it. They just use the cheese grater alone, which I found to be super helpful because it conforms better to your surfaces. So I just took this and I looked for the ridges, ran it along, and it peeled off quite a bit on the floor. So now I think it's dry enough to sand. I'm not sure. There's a little bit of, I'm going to hit this ridge a little more. Am I going the right way? The more you can take off with this thing, the less you gum up your sandpaper. So that's basically that, and then I just tap this off and clear it out. We'll see how good the 60 grit does. So you can see the high spots and the low spots. Of course, now I'm covered and my camera's covered. And that is why I can't record this whole process. I mean, my camera was covered in dust. I'm covered with dust. It's you know, I got to focus on what I'm doing. There's plenty of videos out there by bodywork people who actually know what they're doing, but you can see my process. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to turn my attention to the quarters, and then when I'm done with that and the quarters, then I'll probably check back in with you guys. So sorry for the infrequency. This is just, I'm in territory that I'm unfamiliar with. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been there. See you next time on Matt's Garage.